Hello and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, our bonus spot to the Reverse Sweep Show. For all the listeners, you must have been listening to the series that we were running around Unbreakable Records. We went through the entire cycle of test records. Now it's time to come to One Day Internationals. Perfect timing with the Champions Trophy around the corner. And today we are looking at unbreakable records when it comes to batting in One Day Internationals. We will each pick three picks and AB, you are first on the spot.
Yeah, when we talk about batting records in ODIs, I have to pick up Tendulkar records. There are so many of them, but then I put a constraint on myself. I'll pick just one Sachin record. And with Sachin, when I used to watch him as a kid, nervous 90s used to get to me as well. And this is what this record is about. Most 90s in a career in ODIs. Sachin had 18. The second highest is shared by four batters right now: Kane Williamson, Nathan Astle, Grant Flower from Zimbabwe, and Arvinda De Silva, all at 9. So no one is coming close to this, and no one is scoring 90s at the rate that Sachin was. So that's my first tip, first take. What about you, SS?
Yeah, I was kind of going through a lot of alternatives for my first record. I had to pay, like I played homage to Murli in the test bowling one, had to pay homage to Sachin as well. You were talking me out from a certain record around number of runs in a calendar year, and you'd mentioned that certain Gill came really close. So I was a bit nervous about that one. So I'm going with a very safe one now. Aggregate runs in a career with the number of ODIs he played and the kind of dominance he showed for 20 years, 18,000 plus runs. I don't think anyone is catching. Sangha is around 14,000 and a half. Kohli might finish around 16 and a half thousand. I don't think he's going to get to that. And if not he, nobody else will, considering the three format game that we have now. So Sachin aggregate runs in ODI cricket, not going to be broken.
Absolutely. That is one record that will never be broken. We don't know about test aggregate runs though, but ODIs, nobody is going
Yeah.
to come close to that.
I think that's the safest of all the big four records Sachin had. Aggregate runs in ODI, that's the safest one.
Yeah, absolutely. My second pick for a record in ODIs, which will never get broken, is consecutive hundreds in ODI innings. This is four by Kumar Sangakkara, and that was in the 2015 World Cup. There are so many players who have come to three, but none at four. Kumar Sangakkara is alone at that number, and I don't think anyone comes at five. Uh, Majorly because people don't play as many ODIs and SS. We are also discussing this. If it's a three-match ODI series and then someone goes to the next ODI series, they might not carry that form. The pitches, the conditions might vary so much. So possibly it's only in the World Cup events, and scoring 500s consecutively in a World Cup or an ICC tournament is, I don't think so. Anyone is going to come close to that. So that is my second pick. Most consecutive hundreds in ODIs, four by Kumar Sangakkara.
I think the only situation that I can think of is an expanded World Cup, which I don't think in ODI format will happen. I think expanded World Cup will happen in T20Is. Second scenario could be you have a five-match series followed by a three-match series back to back in your home surroundings, which also might happen only in that World Cup year. Very difficult because you told me there's a huge list of people who have got three centuries, but four nobody has, and breaking that would be really difficult as well. For my second record, I'm sticking to Asia again. I think Asians have dominated when it comes to ODI batting, so still there. Youngest person to make 100. It's from Pakistan, Shahid Boom Boom Afridi. He was a generational talent when he burst on the screen. 16 years and some 200 days uh, for his first century. I
But
don't think it would be broken. You have
but
some cheeky
depends,
humor coming.
yeah. With Shahid Afridi, you never know. When Shahid Afridi and Edge, the two, you never know what's happening there.
We have to go with the official records as ICC recognizes. So I will be, for once, on Afridi's side. Uh, Unless and until you have a young talent coming in for an associate country in a world event, might as well like a Taibu for Zimbabwe. But I think I'm quite safe with this one. Afridi as the youngest centurion in ODI games.
Fair enough, SS. Playing by the book, playing by the official records. I will give that one to you. So, my third pick for a record which will never get broken is fastest to 10,000 runs in ODIs. It is Virat Kohli in 213 matches. And the second best is Rohit Sharma at 248. I don't think anyone comes close to that. 10,000 runs would require a lot of matches to be played. One, not that many ODIs are being played right now. Two, nobody has that long a career these days to play enough matches to be able to reach 10,000 runs at that clip. So that's my pick for another record which will never get broken.
I think that's a smart pick. I think a lot of time through the career, I think Hashim Amla and Virat Kohli were always like faster to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. And yeah, for the reasons mentioned, I can only think of players like Gill, Brook, Jaiswal if they play for that long across format and kind of rotation policy that keeps coming in. We don't know the future of Champions Trophy as well. Yeah, it's just a number of matches, and we will not get, even if you have the 65, 70 in your career, you will just not play enough to get 10,000 runs. So, again, a smart pick. Last one, we have got something to look outside Asia for once. I'm going to look at playing your entire career without making a duck in ODI matches. And it's Kepler Wessels who played both for Australia and South Africa because of the apartheid era, but he was great South African captain. Played his entire career, 105 matches, 105 innings without making a duck. Exceptional. We have got two current players right now who are in the fray if they go on and if they play enough. Darrell Mitchell, who is in his mid 30s, has gone with 45 innings, still yet to make a duck in his career. And there is Zan Green from Namibia, who is around the same mark as well. But he's also 28 years old in Namibia. You don't know how much ODI cricket they will be playing. Uh, Exceptional record throughout making your career and 100 plus games as well without making a duck. Um, I don't think this is getting broken.
This is one of those insane cricket statistics essays that you always bring up. And
Kudos to Stats Guru on Cricinfo. Info. They really are amazing when it comes to finding these gems of statistics.
absolutely. And yeah, of course, I mean, it's such a rare feat. I mean, you can be the best batter in the world, but still, every once in a while, you will face that delivery that gets you out for a duck. But Kepler
Yeah.
whistles 105 innings. That's crazy to think of.
Yeah. For a bonus one that we were thinking is no ducks in a stretch of innings. Rahul Dravid holds the record at 120 innings, and Williamson is on 73 and is going on. That streak is going on. So I am now all behind Williamson to play for 4, 5 years more, and maybe he breaks that record. But yeah, even if he ties, we will be very happy. That it's a tall order considering the age and everything. But yeah, there, guys, there you have it. For one of the first episodes of Unbreakable Records when it comes to ODI cricket, I'm sure we will follow it up with more, and we'll publish the long form episode over the weekend with Champions Trophy around, some content around in that direction. Hope you enjoyed this one, and see you. Bye bye.